Well, today I'm in the 2023 Toyota Sequoia. This is the Platinum Hybrid trim. Platinum or PLT. Really neat, really cool vehicle. A lot to love about it, to be honest about it. Rides very smooth, and we're going to go through pretty much as much of the features as we can in as much time as we can. So sit back, relax. This is the 2023 Sequoia. So welcome back to techgooch. Like I said today, 2023 Toyota Sequoia. This is the PLT hybrid, higher trim, lots of features, and it's a large SUV. Very comfortable, very stylish, to be honest about it. I think they did a fantastic job with this. Essentially, it's a Tundra with a third row seat and no actual bed, right? Third row is power on this one, so it actually will power fold, and I'll show you that here shortly. And it does slide forward and backwards, so you can actually either gain storage or lose storage depending on how you have that rear seat configured. Right now I actually have all the seats down because I did haul my bicycle in here. Plenty of length to get a bicycle, full-size bicycle flat over all the seats and everything. Now, super comfortable. There's a really rough section of road right there. Super comfortable, and to be honest, all the fixings that you would expect from a vehicle at this trim level. Toyota did a really good job of integrating their new infotainment system into this, but just like the Tundra, and I know I've received flack on this specific comment, but there are more buttons and switches than you know what to do with on this vehicle. And that's the one take back that I would say with this specific vehicle and with the Tundra. I've said this in my Tundra video last year. There are so many buttons that it's hard to know where to start and stop. It really is. Now, I understand a lot of people love physical buttons. I like physical buttons and knobs for specific things that I'm touching frequently. If I'm not touching it frequently, I think you can do a better job if you hide it on the touchscreen. That's why you got this gigantic 14-inch touchscreen here. Might as well use it, and I think you should. That's my own personal opinion. I understand that some people don't like using touchscreens for that purpose, but if I flick a switch once every, I don't know, month maybe, why do I have to have it as a button? So, that's me, and I understand that this is a technology channel rather than a straight up just auto review channel. So this is about technology, and we're still using simplistic buttons and switches. That's just what I'd like to say on that one. Now, this has a fully digital driver's information center that I really like. It's, again, same as the Tundra that I reviewed. However, this one has the iForce Max hybrid engine, which makes it. All honestly, that iForce Max hybrid engine on this guy, I really like. Now, I've been trying to figure out a way to say it, because whenever you say hybrid engine, my mind always goes to, oh, well, they're just trying to make the gas, for more efficient, better fuel economy. That's not what they were going with this. Now, I'm not telling you that it isn't more efficient, because it is, right? But it's not like what you would say a drastic efficiency is when you go from a non-hybrid to a hybrid vehicle in the same thing. So like my van, for instance, I had the previous generation Sienna before they went to the hybrid. My van got 20 miles to the gallon, and the hybrids gets 36. That's a hybrid jump that I'm used to witnessing. This vehicle's not going to have that drastic of a change in terms of its fuel economy. This one on the highway, if you're just standard going on the highway, you can expect a little over 20 miles to the gallon. I was getting 20.6, I think, going at the 55, 60 mile an hour level. As soon as you get into the above 65, you're probably hovering around 20. In town, you're not going to get that, right? You're going to get more like 18, 19. And so right now, I'm at 18.9 as a combined. I did do a trip, and I did get, like I said, a little over 20 miles to the gallon on the highway. So not drastic, but not a whole lot of difference between its in-town and highway as well. So it does that really, really well. But the big thing is that when you put your foot down, this is a turbocharged V6 engine, but because of that Max with that battery boost in it, you have instant torque, and then when the turbo spins up, you have the turbo, right? So that's the beautiful thing about this engine. We have an engine that gives really, really well in terms of power right away, but then also when the turbo kicks in, you got that as well. So we're basically lacking the turbo lag. That's the beautiful thing about it. So a lot of things to love about this vehicle. We're going to go through it. We're going to stop here in a minute. We're going to go through we'll walk around the outside. We'll go through the interior, go through these things. Pretty much has essentially the same stuff that we saw in the Tundra. But I do have a couple other niceties like this integrated dash cam. Kind of like that. That's pretty cool. But that's a $500 option. Whether or not that makes sense to you, I will show you it. And then we're going to go from there. So trying out a new camera angle here while I'm driving. And we'll see how that looks in the end. Bicyclist here on the right. So, let's jump outside. Okay, so here we are. We have the vehicle. It's actually running right now, but because it has that hybrid engine and battery and everything, it's actually the engine's not running because we are cooled. Nothing's really going too crazy. But looking at the front end, very good looking vehicle. We got the nice, oh, there it kicks on right there. The iForce Max badge right here. Letting us know that we have the nice iForce package on here, platinum. Really good Sequoia badging, I kind of like that. Just a good looking vehicle all around, to be honest about it. I actually really do like the wheels on this package. So this does have the 360 degree camera, you know, a little camera here on the front, and then of course underneath the mirrors. And if you haven't noticed, with the tow haul package and everything this thing has, the mirrors are ginormous, and we'll go into that here in a second. So yeah, let's jump in. Now, first thing you're going to notice is this also has the retractable running boards. So when I open the door, they're going to come out and give me an easy access step into getting in. Because it's not a low vehicle, it's got a lot of height to it. And a lot to love. So let's get into this guy. Let's kind of run through exactly how we normally do. So door controls, very standard. Nothing fancy here other than we do have the addition of folding the mirrors in power fold. So I can fold them in. I can put it on auto, which is in the center, or I can have them out at all times so they don't automatically fold in. So leaving it in auto mode, which is when it's flat, the mirrors will fold in when you lock the door after when you leave the vehicle, right? Now down here at the knee, we have a whole bunch of stuff from, opening the fuel door, automatic high beams, all these things, turning on the AC, lights on the mirror. We have the folding, or I should say the extending mirror. That's another button. So we click that guy. We're going to extend out another few inches. So really great when you have a really wide trailer. That's that button. Heated steering wheel. Lots of stuff, right? And then over here, this button here is going to be for that step. You can turn it off so it doesn't do it all, or hit out and it'll put them out, right? So I'm going to leave it on auto, actually, to be honest, because I do like it. All right, let's come to the steering wheel. It's going to have your standard controls in all reality, your volume controls. I don't usually like them as a rocker. I prefer something like this for volume, or a scroll wheel would be preferable, but that's just here or there. That is there. Voice assistant, just your standard stuff. Turning on your lane departure warnings, your adaptive cruise control. You can change modes. And up here in the driver information center, lots of stuff here. Now I set it up how I'm liking it right now. I can see my economy over here, my average currently. I can see, of course, they have the standards for the battery and the temperature of the water temperature, fuel gauge, all that. Speedometer with tachometer in the background, and then over here is where I can see other things like the iForce and the Max. So the iForce is going to be your turbo, right? You're going to see your PSI, your turbo. So when that's kicking in, that's definitely going to drag your fuel economy down. And then the Max side is going to be the battery side, so actually utilizing the battery, and that's going to actually help you get more power, but also going to help you with efficiency, right? So that's how I have it set up, but you can go through a whole bunch of different stuff using the steering wheel controls. So I'm just using these guys right here and this guy, and I can go through over here, and this is going to be standard stuff, right? But we can go through, that's eco stuff, tunes. We can go through driver selected stuff here. This does have the trailer mode. Obviously has the trailer package. so you can see certain things within the trailer information, your PSI and your tires. Yeah, so we're not going to go too far into these, but that's how that is. Okay, so coming from the steering wheel, we have button. There's our trailer brake controller, so we do have that integrated. That's all right here. I love the fact that they're adding these into the Toyotas now. Started with the Tundra, obviously, and now we have it in the Sequoia. And then we have our gigantic screen. Same exact screen we have in the Toyota, and obviously you can see here in this Tundra, I apologize, but you can see that I have CarPlay. It is a wireless CarPlay, like they're basically integrating in all of theirs right now. So let's head over to Toyota. There we go. Sorry, Toyota app. So this is going to be. Nope, and I'm doing the voice assistant apparently. So this is going to be your standard setup, right? We're not going to go through all these features because I'm doing it with so many reviews now. But it's your standard Toyota stuff, your maps, your audio, and there are music services available in this. And you can go to sources and choose what you want. So Apple Music, Amazon Music, all those in here. We do have our phone. Right now we're connected with CarPlay, vehicle information, and then you can go to settings and change these settings. Even within vehicle customization, change how door lock controls, things like that happen. That's all through the screen now. Now down here, this is where we get into a lot more buttons, right? So climate control system, I've said this in my Tundra video, just so many buttons. It really is. These standards right here are pretty standard. We have our temperature adjustment for each side. So this is a 3-zone. The rear has its own zone as well. And rear, we can change the control here as well. And turn it on or off, I should say. Synchronize, if you want to sync them. Mode, you can change the mode, depending on where you want to actually place the cool air or warm air for that matter. You can adjust the speed manually, or you can hit the auto button and just let the system do its thing on its own. Heated seats, so 3 zones there. Cooled, or I should say ventilated seats, 3 modes there. We can turn the system off. We can turn the defrost on. We can turn the rear window and mirror defrost on. Air conditioning on or off. Recirculate, all these buttons, and then we have the passenger side stuff over here. So a lot of buttons, just a lot of buttons. This is your ride height control here, so you can actually raise and lower the actual ride height of the vehicle itself. Specifically, if you're going to tow a trailer, that might be something you're going to use. Your standard stuff for traction control, things like that. This is going to be that mode for reversing a trailer. Where it'll actually help guide you to keep the trailer straight. Pretty cool. If you've never actually seen a Toyota do it, that is kind of neat to do it. I wish I had a trailer to show you right now. And then we have the camera system. And this has the 360-degree camera system. So you can see here, we can see that. And whenever you're backing into a spot, pulling into a spot, things like that, you can actually see. So if I put it in drive, if I hit the view, you can see where we can actually see exactly where we are. So if we're pulling up too close, and I apologize for that, but if we're getting too close to a vehicle, we can really spot that, or getting too close to a curb. That's the rear camera there, or the front camera there, sorry. And then if I put it in reverse, same thing, rear view camera, and then also 360-degree view as well. So very handy to have. I love the camera systems that they put in these vehicles now. I'm going to get my sunglasses out of the way. So the Qi charger that's in here works very, very well, even with my iPhone with an Apple case on it. 2 standard cup holders. Nothing too fancy to say there. Traditional gear shifter. I do like the fact that they stuck with traditional. If you're going to put all these gadgets on here anyway, and you have the room for it, might as well go with the traditional knob gear shift selector. Then we have our 4-wheel drive modes, 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. That's all right here. Drive modes and tall hoe modes. So drive modes we can actually change. So right now, and I'm going to show you here, you can see right now at the top I'm in eco mode. Now if I have this selected and I turn the dial, you're going to see where I can actually adjust into different settings. And so I can change how the vehicle is going to react, how it's going to handle, and you can have custom modes. Most of the time I was in eco or comfort mode. That's what I found. I really like just driving around town. But yeah, we'll see about putting it in sports mode later maybe. Aside from that, then we have the tow haul modes as well. So if we click over to tow and haul mode over here, again, we're going to get it on the driver information center. We have tow and tow plus. And so they don't really tell you what they are, but I would assume just tow plus is going to give you more power. All right. So that's that, right? Let's zoom the camera a little bit different. All right, so you can see up here there's a button here, and there's actually one on the passenger side too, but you hit that and then you have this gigantic space to put lots of stuff, right? And they even have a little divider in there, but big old space, lots of room for lots of stuff. And there is a light right here, so that's there. Glove box, standard size glove box, nothing fancy other than the fact that there is a shelf in there. So I do love that they are putting those in for the owner's manuals. That's always handy in my opinion. All right, then we have the rear view mirror. If you can tell, let me see if I can get this in a better rate. It's actually showing the rear backup camera, or rear camera right now. That's actually up above. It's not actually the backup camera. It's a different camera that's up in the top. I can also push this down and it'll go back into traditional mirror mode. And so then I can just see the mirror. It's hard to see in the thing, but if I click it back this, I can actually run with the video feed in the mirror rather than the other. And then you have your standard garage door opener and stuff like that. All right, up above, let's see if we can get this brighter. We have our panoramic roof, right? Really wonderful panoramic roof with sunroof. So I can open this, vent it, or pulley open it, right? So that's your standard. And then of course we have the fully retractable and can close it all the way as well. So nothing too fancy there, pretty standard to be honest about it. Now I'm gonna keep that open because it gives me more light back here. We're gonna get in the back seat. Okay, let's jump in the back seat. And right away you can see, even with the seat back as far as I have it, I have way more than enough room. That's like any big full-size vehicle, to be honest about it. You have your climate controls here. You do have a USB-A and a USB-C for power, and then you do have an actual plug. So you want to play your gaming system in here, there you go. The panoramic roof comes back, but it's still back far enough for the rear seat to really enjoy. And we do have some nice sun protection there with our shades. Standard stuff, right? Nothing too fancy, and the vents are up above and as well as in the front. Now the rear seat I do have up and slid all the way back, so you're going to see maximum leg, and I'm going to jump through here right through the center. So as an adult, even in the rear seat, I have a whole hand width of room between my knees and the seat in front of me. Now I have the rear seat all the way back, and even with headroom, it's actually not bad. It really isn't. For as far back as I am, it's not bad. Also right here, I do have the ability to lean back, lean forward. It's all power. Very, very, very comfortable, I guess is probably the best way to say it. We do have a vent back here for ourselves. Nice there. And even sunshades for this window back here as well. Let's see, anything else I'm missing back here? Oh yeah, USB-C charging. You can kind of see it there. Gives me something back to here at least. Well, let's jump out and see the storage space based at where I have these seats located. Tell you what, before we go there, just to show you this. You can obviously have the kids go through the center, but adult, you're probably going to want to go through this way, right, to get into that back seat. And real quick and easy, up out of the way, and then right back up. Now you can actually lay that rear seat down from here as well. You can see that I'm putting the seat down. I'm gonna leave that down. Let's go to the back. Now I can open this the standard way, or you can see that it has a little kick sensor. You can put your foot there, let her open up the cool way to do it with hands free, right? And see how that seat is now laid down because of, well, what I did. This is how much storage you have if you're gonna use all the seats, you know, including the rear row, and have it all the way back. Not a whole lot of storage space. However, see this handle, I can, you know, if the kids don't need as much leg room, which still gives you some leg room up there. Now I'm going to be able to gain more space, right? And I can do that when it's up or down, it doesn't matter. Quick and easy access to get as much storage out of here as possible. Really, really nice. And I can also lay this seat down from back here. So let's put the rear seat down, and it automatically will put the headrest down too, which is kind of nice. So that is the Tundra from the back. And I guess we'll do the old luggage try. Let's do the luggage test. So right now, let's see, we have the seats still down from the last time we were in there. And obviously if we need them down, we could get, let's see how many suitcases if we had it in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely a fifth one here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then a whole nother shelf of them. If you put the seats down, you don't need the rear row. Way more than enough space. Okay. Now, we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna put the seats up. And so first now obviously with the seats up, if we're gonna stick a whole bunch of luggage back here, you're gonna lose the capability of leaning the seats back so much. But if we put them in, and these are standard carry-on size, we're gonna find out. They stick back quite a bit. I don't think this is gonna close. I think we're gonna have to go vertical with them. Not even close. All right, so 5 suitcases is what I'll tell you, because we're gonna have to go like this with them. So 5th one here, 5 carry-on, but that's with the seats all the way forward. Now, the less than optimal, let's say we have long-legged people that need the 3rd row. Now we're going to have to kind of do this. 3 in a backpack. We're not going to be able to get the 4th one in. Then again, we have a space between the 2nd row. We get to put our 4th suitcase. But not a whole lot of room behind that rear seat when it's all the way back and all the way up. Is what it is. But there you go. All right, well, we gotta look at the engine. What's the point of having a vehicle without looking at the front side? Gas shocks. Gotta love gas shocks. So here we are. Actually, to be honest, the hood doesn't come up a whole lot. Just enough for you to grab in here, huh? So you can see everything that's in here. Easy access to at least the relays and fuse. Looks like there's a relay and fuse box on both sides. That's kind of crazy. So the other question would be, where's the battery connection where if I need to jump this thing or whatever? But of course, because it has that hybrid engine, it probably doesn't have that capability like you normally would with a standard 12-volt system. The last item, I actually really didn't talk about it so much other than at the beginning of the video, and that was on this integrated dash cam, which is a $499 option. It's all mounted in here, it's all powered up. All you have to do, you know, in this case, a micro SD card goes into it, and really quick and easy to access to that SD card. I don't have to take anything down. There's a power button to have it turn on. There's a microphone, so you can actually have the microphone on so it's recording that, right? Then there's a Wi-Fi mode. I'm assuming that you would actually connect to your phone and be able to pull things off it. But then there's an action button, big red action button that I would assume that's really what you would hit when something goes down and you want to make sure that you got it on in that recording, right? Like all dash cams out there, really. It's a simple dash cam with literally 4 buttons and a micro SD card. I love the fact that it's integrated. It's already built in. You don't have to run the cables. They're ran. They're done. They're hardwired to the battery. You don't have to worry about anything. It's obviously going to operate per OEM specifications that Toyota put in here. That's a fantastic option. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, that is something that I would definitely add to this vehicle. So, that is the 2023 Toyota Sequoia. Like I said, this is the Platinum hybrid model with the IMAX engine. Super comfortable, tons of power, but all the niceties you would expect from a newer, higher trimmed Toyota. I'm just looking forward to see where everything takes us from here. Toyota, you did a really good job on the Sequoia. You really did. I mean, you brought over everything that I loved about the Tundra, and it's what it is. It's the Tundra in a large SUV form factor rather than a truck. I really have enjoyed my time in this vehicle, both on the highway as well as in the city. Now, I will say this. When it comes to this vehicle in terms of the lane departure, stuff like that, gives you the warnings, but the steering bump to get you centered in the lane doesn't do a whole lot for you. And so that's what I think that Toyota really needs to focus on, is to get some more safety automation features built into their vehicles to really make traveling with this vehicle more enjoyable. If it can help focus me and keeping me in the lane better, that would be a big benefit. And a vehicle that's price tagged about $79,000, it's kind of something that I would almost expect nowadays, especially with one that's a brand new trim, right? This is the new iteration of the Sequoia. So, yeah, that would be the only detractor I really have, aside from the fact that I love driving it, and I don't get to drive it after, this is my last day with it. So I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for staying with me all the way to the end. But I will say that we're going to put the drive mode to the test up here and see what this thing can do in Sports Plus mode with this fancy engine. So I haven't actually done a full Sport Plus test with it yet. Oh yeah, there's 60. That has got some giddy up. I like it. I like it a lot. So, thanks for watching all the way to the end, guys. If you have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. But yeah, questions go in the comment section, right? And we'll be back with more. I have a little hiatus before my next review, but that's all right. We'll be back. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.